forevermore. We're bound forever. No crown, no guide, no peace. Just storm winds off the east. Dragons sleep beneath our feet. We sing through shattered teeth. Bound forevermore. Scars are the map we wore. March till we find the core. Eyes like fire. Come close, ye souls, both brave and brash, and hear the ghosts of the Saltmarsh run. Fog rolls deep on the haunted tide. The Saltmarsh calls, no place to hide. A shipwreck looms, her sails like bone. The sea won't let her rest alone. Shadows dance round the lantern light. Bones and gold in the dead of night. Raise the flag and sound the bell. Ghosts of the Saltmarsh rise and swell. Storm and sea won't break our vow. We chase the past, we live for now. Whoa, whoa. A captain lost, his soul unchained. His whispers ride the wind and rain. They say his treasure still remains, buried deep beneath the waves. Shadows dance round the lantern light. Bones and gold in the dead of night. Raise the flag and sound the bell. Ghosts of the Saltmarsh rise and swell. Storm and sea won't break our vow. We chase the past, we live for now. Whoa, whoa. The tide it takes, the tide it gives, but none return, no soul forgives. Dead men tell no tales, they say, yet in the Saltmarsh they find a way. Raise the flag and sound the bell. Ghosts of the Saltmarsh rise and swell. Storm and sea won't break our vow. We chase the past, we live for now. Whoa, whoa.
And welcome back to Stronghold Gaming, everybody. Let's just say the last time the ocean was a bit of fun, the players managed to escape with the fragment, and just as the public service announcement here, no players were harmed in the making of this campaign. Yet. Now with this mysterious fragment in their possession, let's see what happens next. We'll see how tonight's session unfolds. But first, let's do some introductions. I'm Pete. I'll be DMing everybody today, and hopefully reliving the experience that happened last time to get everyone's blood going and pumping. So we'll pass it around the table and we'll go to Tim next.
Tim playing Antoine Hussard, sorcerer, and that's me in the boat there, rethinking my life. We've got 988 charity up and running. Thanks everybody for your support. I want to do a quick shout out to everybody that's out there right now, because I know the 14 or 10 or so of you guys are there, helped us out with St. Jude's. We raised over $36,000 that week. I'm just now coming out of my crypt after a long, hard week of St. Judesing, and man, super grateful to the community, all the Strongholdians out there in the world. Thank you so much for all your help. I'll kick it over to Albachore.
I'm Gary, playing Albachore, the halfling bard fisherman. That's it. I'll pass it on to Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam. I play Bove, the human fighter. Yeah, with now with a mechanical arm. So pass it over to Lily.
Hey everybody, I'm Kara or KR Paul. I play Lily, our life cleric. I also write books because this is our fun time to talk about what we do. Not really streaming other than with you guys, but I have the Ballad of Ashes and Spring, which comes out on March 20th. Yes, the spring equinox, and yes, also while we are at GaryCon. So I'll drop a link in chat, and back to you, Pete.
Okay, so as always, can I have a D20 roll from everyone, please, to do a recap from last session. I'm pretty sure the recap will be quite straightforward from last session. So,
I'm safe. I rolled
okay,
a, I rolled a 10. I'm in the middle. Like I'm great. I
so
am
nearest to 10. No, sorry. Sorry, I went to low.
I got a 6.
16.
4.
Yay, Gary, it's you.
All right. See what I got in my notes. I'm not
Good
even
guy.
taking any notes. We just got beat up a bunch.
I swam. I swam some more. I swam more. I swam more. I'm still swimming.
And you got munched by a shark and got brought back to life.
Oh, that's right. I almost died because I got eaten by a shark.
All right. Let's see. Looks like we managed to put out the fire on the boat with no casualties. As soon as the fire was out, Antoine. I'm gonna move this over so it looks like I'm looking at the camera. Here we go. Uh, Antoine got a magical message from Keldak, and the ghost, our ship, was a little bit beat up, but still seaworthy. The message was something along the lines of Antoine urgent contamination accelerating, 12 new cases in Saltmarsh overnight, early stage but spreading fast. Worse, the reports from Daggerford, 3 infected there. Waterdeep sent a messenger, cases in their harbor district as well. It's spreading along the coast, beyond Saltmarsh, beyond anything I projected. My research is clear. We need fragments 3 and 4 together with the ones you have. They're the cure. Without them, everyone dies. Saltmarsh first, then the coast. I don't know where you are or what you found, but whatever it takes, we need those fragments soon. Days, not weeks.
No pressure. Okay, guys, none at
No
all.
pressure. Yeah, yeah.
Sharks.
Let's see. I think we all had some dreams. Won't go into details on those, mostly because I didn't write them down.
You didn't all
the-
have dreams. You didn't all have dreams.
Well, I read about
I
Lily. Lily gets
Yeah.
excluded from everything. She's isolated.
Really.
I think everybody had happy dreams, right? Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
everybody had happy dreams about sunshine and rainbows and that kind of thing. I was catching all kinds of big fish, stuff that he cares about. We decided to go to Landgrave's Folly. We dove down. As we approached, we saw 3 ornately armored Sahugans that looked like they were guarding the entrance. We beat them up pretty easily. Went inside the air chamber, saw the shard. Al grabbed it, and then saw a vision of a forge of some sort. Not a metal forge, but a forge that forged the 4 elements. Platinum mithril crucible in the center. This is how they forged the seals. When the fragments are completed, 3 individuals grab one each and then turn and walk away. The last one stays in place, which is the master seal, which I believe is the one that we just found. Al gets a feeling of where the 4th seal is. It's an island to the northwest. It's also underground near the sea, but not underwater. We have to take all the seals to the place of creation where the splitting happened, and they can be made whole. So we took the shard, and all of a sudden, every shark in the ocean came to attack us. And the battle ensued. We tried to fight it first, and then realized that it was a losing battle, so we just tried to bolt for the surface. Antoine made it to the top eventually. Albacore is right behind him. It got pretty chaotic. Everybody had to kind of every man for themselves for the most part, and just kind of throwing spells back and trying to slow down the sharks and the weird twin chicks. And that's where we're at.
Yep, and just give you a recap on just so you know where you are. Al, you are 150 feet in the water. Lily is then next, just 350 feet for Lily. And right behind her, swimming up from Bove is he's 395 feet. So he can see Lily now. She's going up because I think about two turns ago, I think Al cured Lily, got her back up, and then because he's like super speedy rocket propelled Cloak of the Manta Ray, flew up 120 feet per turn for a couple of turns to come up to save Anton. And just at the end, Anton managed to just get onto the boat after a little munch from a shark.
A little.
A little nibble.
It's a little nibble. It was the only roll that I actually rolled average dice on. Normally, I was getting 18, 19s, but the actual average is 22. So
We're in the gaslight district of the Styes.
go look up the giant shark and see.
I'm just teasing, buddy. I don't want to die. I like my character.
Okay, so we'll pick up from last session. Everything went as well as it possibly could. You swam hard, you're exhausted, you're bleeding, but alive. Al, Ove, and Lily, you're still underneath the skiff, as I've said. One shark is circling the boat, and Anton, you are in the boat. It's aggressive, its eyes are glowing. What? We'll just go through the round again of this next round. So I take it, just because I can go a bit faster on this. I take it Bove and Lily, you're going up as fast as you possibly can.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Just so I know, just so I can do that. So
Yeah,
I'll just
absolutely.
yeah, I'll just chuck that in, so it's just easier for you than you to sort of say what you're doing on that. Al, if you move 60 feet up, you are then 90 feet away from the top. So that's where the shark is. Is that good enough for you to do anything, or do you need another round to get up?
If I'm 60 feet from the shark, I can cast
No,
a spell.
you're 90 feet from the shark.
Yeah, so if I go up,
No, so you've gone up 60 feet. So you were 150 feet.
Right.
So you
Yeah,
go
then
up
I can do
60
anything.
feet. So do you want to move up another 60 feet, or do you want to stay where you are?
all right, you're gonna have to give me that rundown again.
Okay,
I'm 120 feet from the surface now, correct?
You were 150 feet from the surface.
Okay.
Your normal movement would take you up to 90, which
Yep.
means then you're 90 from the shark. You can then use an action to move again if you want, or stay where you are. What do you want to do?
Stay where I'm at.
Okay, cool. Anton, you're in the boat. What do you want to do?
Within range, whisper a message. Do I have to know the creatures within range? I guess that's
I
kind
don't
of
know.
cheating. isn't
I don't know what you're trying to do. You haven't
it?
said.
Message. Is the ghost around?
The ghost is sort of 400 or 500 feet over to the left. Remember, you drove over on the skiff, then went down.
I will yell to the ghost, to come to my direction as loud as I can, and then
You doing anything? You doing any spells to enhance that, or are you
Yeah.
just doing?
I'm gonna sorcerer's burst as well to hopefully they can see you know what I mean.
So you're doing like a flare type thing to go up in the air type thing.
Burst the shark though. Well, no. Can I? I have to target something, right? So I have to target at least a shark on this. If the shark's on the surface, do I see the shark?
Yeah, the shark's sort of swimming around.
Okay, I'll blast it, and hopefully they can see it. But I'll try to use fire so they can see it.
All right, cool. Roll to hit.
Natural 20.
God, this is going to be a fun session. That's a miss. He silvery barbs you.
Yeah. The shark silvery barbs me. I hate your guts. All right. 16, 15, 20, 26
Nice.
fire damage. So, and then just like, oh, it is Antoine.
Nice. And I'll just do some rolls to see if they're paying attention. Okay, yep. You don't know, but it's quite far away for that. So the shark, you see him there, and you see him sort of just go down underneath the boat and come out the other side, swimming around, trying to. And he nudges the boat a few times, but nothing strong enough to cause you any issues at the moment.
Shark.
So Bove again, you're going up that. So let me do some math. So and Lily, you're going up. So you're at 780. So and Al, you are 90 feet below the surface at the moment. What do I do?
I will go up 30 feet, and then I will cast Dissonant Whispers on the shark.
Okay. And that one is a wisdom saving throw, and that's the one. Is that the one that makes him run away?
No, it just does damage. Pretty sure. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it uses reaction to move as far away as possible.
What wisdom saving throw? Does an 11 work?
That fails. Oof, I almost rolled max damage. Might be a good session, guys. That's going to be 16 points of the psychic.
Nice. Okay. And then you see, so from where you are, you see the fin go under the water a little bit, Anton, and goes 60 feet away from the skiff.
Oh, okay. Still reaching.
So Al, you've moved 30 of your movement speed. Is there anything else you want to do?
Nope. All I can do.
Okay. Okay, so 60.
The music's not ominous. Good.
Okay, Lily and Bove. Lily, you're 150 feet from the surface now, and Bove, you're 200 feet from the surface. So Al, you're 60 feet from the surface. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna go ahead and action dash up to the top, get up to the skiff, and check
Okay.
out Antoine.
Give me. Okay, you have a choice here, just to be cool, because you are. I like to do this with people with the robes with the cloak of the manta ray. Has everybody ever seen Waterworld?
Hell yeah. Oh,
Do you-
yeah. Does he do the dolphin jump?
Yeah. So because the
Yes.
speed that you can go, because you're like double the speed of everybody else, and you're doing hundreds, you can literally propel yourself out and land on the skiff. But you will need me to. You need to do an athletics roll for it.
All right.
Gotcha.
19.
Yeah, you basically propel yourself out and hero land in the skiff next to Al.
All right. All right. That's all my stuffs.
Okay. Al, the shark is 60 feet away from you. What do you want to do?
Antoine.
It's going away.
Sorry, Anton.
I'm gonna burst it again, just because I got buddies in the water. $22.
Okay, that hits.
11.
Okay, so as you do that, you fire the fire at it. You strike it again. The shark, so you see it sort of like turn a little bit towards you. Even with the distance you are now, you see his eyes that were glowing quite red and angry seem to fade a little bit, flicker.
Okay.
Seems to move around a little bit, trying to figure out what's happening. And you see it sort of like turn away from you guys and just start swimming away. From where you are, can I have, so Al and Anton, can I just have a perception check from you, please?
God, here we go. Punk. I cannot do
17.
Nice. Okay. Anton, you're concentrating on the shark, going, what the hell's happened there?
Yeah.
Al, you are noticing that across the water is quite a way away because you're away from Seaton, but you start to see lights coming on in various buildings, in various things, where this town's been dead before. Across the water, you see lights appearing. With that roll, you start to hear, even though it's quite far away, it's quite a still day. So you're hearing sort of noise and commotion coming from Seaton, whereas before it was dead, quiet, nothing happening. In fact, it's a little bit spooky, as you all said the past couple of sessions. It's been a bit of a weird place to be. But from this distance, you can start to hear things. So there's two of you still in the water. You're in a little bit far away. I will just fast forward that a little bit because there's nothing else in the water to attack you. So as you come up for the water, you manage to break the surface of the water. In front of you, Al and Anton help you out of the water. Anton's looking beside himself with, let's just say his legs and limbs may be just attached by a sinew every now and then from where the shark has attacked him.
I'll cast
As you reach
Cure Wounds
okay, cool.
on Antoine.
How many hit points are you healing?
I don't know yet. Let me roll. Not very many. 9 plus 4, 11. Or 13, sorry. I
I
don't
was
know.
gonna say, what mass is that?
I was thinking 7 because one of them was 7. Don't worry about me.
Okay, so as you cast, you instinctively hold the new fragment in your hand. It's something that you've always previously, before your other lure, was something that you used as your sort of system, and you grab this new lure. As you cast a spell, you sense something slightly different about this. The lure, the fragment in your hands, whereas before it always had, especially when you picked it up down there, it had like an aura of sort of psychic power, something was there. If you sensed the new, whereas fragment 4 was to the island, it's gone. No psychic pressure at all. When you all 4 of you now look at each other, well, apart from Lily, because obviously Lily's always the exception here. The 3 of you look at each other, and do you remember that the noise has been in your head since the Sahogan Temple? That slight haze, that slight pressure that you felt. It's gone. Just like when you put the ring of mind shielding on, and suddenly it was all clear in your mind. You had no. That's happened to the rest of you now. Your thoughts feel clearer, sharper. As you are looking at each other, sort of just deciding what's happening, you see a boat approaching from Seaton. 4 sailors looking terrified and confused. As they get a bit close to you, they call out and go, who are you? What day is it? And why am I on a boat?
Let's look at the party before we start
So,
talking.
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah, we made it. Do we want to
Ahoy, I'll say. Come on,
like
come
what
close.
day is? Yeah, it's tell them the day and be like, all right, this is the day. This is.
You've all been under a spell.
Yeah.
Something deep below the sea, something ancient. We are members of the Lord's Alliance, come to protect you and protect the village. You know, I'm just like looking, we're all bleeding. I'm gonna point at Lily, and we've been through a lot. Brave Styes.
Well, the Lord's Alliance, that they were, last we were aware of, that they were just doing some preliminary investigations around here. That was weeks. Oh, what is the date? As you sort of tell them the date and go through the the normal things.
Yeah.
You deduce from this that they have literally lost the last 3 weeks of their life. They have no recollection of what's happened in the 3 weeks of any types.
Ooh. Maybe maybe we could go to the shore once we get a hold of our boat, and maybe dock it with you guys. Get some repairs. We've been through a lot in an ancient underground temple below you all to get.
As you say that, they're like, there's no ancient stuff around here. This is a Styes. No one comes here.
Good. Okay. Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
head
yeah.
back
You
to
guys
the
probably
size
know
and
more
see what
about
the
it than we
people are
do.
acting. What they're
Were you
acting
in
Yeah,
like.
let's go
yesterday?
talk to the council. You take us to your council.
Well, I just, and then they're like, yeah, okay. And the very like, they're like, as you start hearing them walk up, one's like, I don't even know why I'm on a boat. I ate the water. I'm not a fisherman.
Picked a weird place to
Yes.
live, bud.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as you return to the Sea Ghost, that feeling of absence grows stronger. Like you've been wearing a tight hat for a few weeks and you've only just taken it off, your thoughts feel sharper, more yours. Cass and the crew look different too, relieved. One sailor is openly crying. As you approach, he's sort of like, I don't know what's happened. What did you do? But I feel something lifted.
We best,
As you are escorted onto the Ghost, the lizard folk warriors are still there, alert, watchful, exactly as they've been for days. Nothing different about them. But can I have a perception check from you all, please?
Boy.
Right. 15?
Did anybody get above 15?
24.
Dang.
Go, Al, you're on it. You notice that we all know lizard folks and let's say showing emotions is quite a hard thing to do. You haven't got eyebrows. It's quite hard to do sort of this sort of facial sort of things and stuff like that. So, but with that role, you notice that you're pretty sure that you're picking up from the lizard folk that they are visibly confused, and then looking around at the rest of the crew. And one of them notices you notice him, Al, and he's like, warm blood's different. Earlier, they were just thinking urgent, all same push direction. Now they question things. They say head clearer. What do they mean by clearer?
Well, it looks like whatever spell was on them was listed. Do you feel any better?
We've never felt any different. Same as always. Why do you feel different?
Maybe whatever spell is more apt to hit the warm bloods than it is cold bloods. It's interesting.
Strange.
But
No.
that's important to know.
Or just targeted.
So you didn't feel a little cloudy in your brain at all? Weird dreams?
No.
You are very valuable allies, my dear lizard folk. Very valuable.
We are always taught from a very early age that our mind is our most important aspect, and we need to hone it. And there's lots and lots of things that we have to go through as a clutchling to ensure that we have clarity of thought.
Is the ghost heading towards the Styes?
Well, currently not. It's currently anchored where you are. Obviously, you're back from the Sea Ghost now. You're safe.
Yep.
The immediate crisis is past. As you just said, lizard folk weren't affected. They felt nothing. But you're all looking at each other with the same question. What the hell has just happened? And what was that feeling in your heads? Apart from Lily, because Lily was just crystal clear the whole way through.
Folk are not affected by brain.
So what we'll do at this point is we'll dial back a little bit and let you guys discuss a few things of what's happening and various things, and we'll go through some stuff just so you can figure out what's happening and various things. And obviously, you had quite a bit of a stressful time last time. So let's see if we can do some RP now and see what we can come up with. Obviously, in character, you got what do you think's happened? What do you think's not happened, or is there anything that you need to discuss? And we'll do this based on my initiative from the previous role because it's just easier because it's saves somebody doing it. So, Bove, is there anything you want to bring up in the group first to see if there's anything? And obviously, you can all discuss and go through. It's not just for one person, but have an open discussion about what do you think's happening and what do you think sort of, and from there type thing.
I think obviously this was, I think it's being targeted, specifically if you're trying to get to us, whatever this like control was, but then we ceased it. But it still either has some type of hold on this town. We didn't affect it there. Maybe there's still something else. If they're saying they're still fine and there's no change, then something's amiss that we could tell. So
Okay.
I think we need to investigate further.
So just to make sure I get clarity on this bit, you think currently that something was trying to control all various thoughts and give you that's where all the haze was coming from, and the lizard folk do you think that the lizard folk are still under that haze, or they've never been affected by that haze?
I believe they've never been affected by that haze because no change was perceived or noted.
Nope. Okay. Nice. And Al, anything from your side?
Seems like whatever we did with this shard down below has potentially either us getting out of the water has helped us clear our heads and it doesn't have as good access to our little nuggets, or us removing the shard from the water maybe has made it where he can't get to our thoughts. I think we should probably go to Seaton and see if everybody has pulled out of this or if it's just a couple that have come out to see us. But based on the lights that we're seeing and all that, it seems like Seaton has got some recovering to do. Somebody's got to fix that damn net.
You can go do that if you want to, okay? You're on that. Okay. Lily.
So I'm listening to all of them talk, and they're describing how they feel like they're sort of cut off from the mental attack now. I think you made a great point about maybe it's because the lure isn't in the water anymore. So maybe that's breaking the connection, which should be a pretty easy thing to test. Like, just have somebody dunk their hand in the water real quick, see how you feel, pull it back out. And that's probably valuable information to know because the probability of one of us falling overboard is pretty high. And so we probably want to know if somebody holding that going underwater or going overboard is suddenly going to be affected by the attack again.
Nice. Okay. And Anton.
I like that experiment as well. So I support that one. Probably get to the council, figure out what we can, but then we need to get out of here as quickly as possible. We need to refit from the Styes, try to convince them that we're on their side, that we're part of the greater good. But mostly in this moment, I think I'm just gonna walk up and give every one of my friends a hug. And if I had all of them in one spot, that was almost not worth it. I don't know. It was very tempting to not to give up and stay with you all. I feel that this creature is going to force us to sacrifice ourselves over and over. And I really want to have a long discussion with you all about that because I was not comfortable with leaving Lily behind. We were very close to all passing away. So I don't know how you feel about that. It made me feel very cowardice, yet I was driven to it, so that I had to flee you all. Very sad.
When you say that, your first mate Kaz is walking past, And he's like, do you know, echoes what I'm thinking as well, Anton, Lieutenant. I don't really know how to explain it, but the past few weeks, certain ideas have just felt like the right thing to do. I've not been commanded, I've not been forced. It's just like, that's what I should be doing. It was obvious. The logic was crystal clear. Like there was, if I was looking for something and we're in like Saltmarsh, someone would tell me the information. As if it was too easy to get some information. It was as if I was being given clues and things, and that's not happening anymore. I've got my own thoughts now. I'm not pushed by things. God, those annoying little dreams that told me that I was doing the right thing and all these sort of things. That it was as if I was just being coerced into doing something that without making me think or question those. Oh, obviously, it must be just me, but God, I'm sure those choices were mine. Sure of it.
Do
But
they feel like good choices now? When you look back at one of those choices, does it seem like you were doing something wrong?
not wrong, but I didn't question. Normally, look, Lieutenant, similar as you, we're naval men. I don't just rush into combat, rush into things and put my men at risk. But I never even considered some of that. I was just like, well, hey, get to point A as fast as I can. I've got to get there. And that's not normally what I do. I'm not sure if, I don't know, I need to think about this more, but my judgment wasn't wrong. It was just wasn't what I'd normally do. It's slightly skewed. It was as if I was.
Well, Kaz, there is something
You're
very
on
important.
autopilot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like I was being manipulated in some way. I don't know what.
Something this powerful, they can control so many. We need to keep moving. And you need to keep in all of their crew and yourselves mind that whatever that was is very, very powerful. And we need to get to the solution very fast. So steel yourself, prepare the ship. As soon as we get in, get it ready to head to Saltmarsh immediately. Get into the maps and find the quickest route.
As you say that, you sort of like.
Charts. I look over it. I look over Lily. Charts. Excuse me.
And he's like. So are we. He sort of walks off, sort of just shaking his head a bit, trying to figure out what's happening in his head. He's a bit confused about what's happening.
Try not to overthink it, buddy. Start tying knots like it's your job.
Yeah.
So Lily, one thing from that conversation is, you've never had the pushing the fragment. Obviously, there's been times over the past few days that you've been like, because you have questioned sort of like the urgency and why what's happening with that and why we're doing this now. And whereas it's as if whatever was controlling the crew and, well, not controlling, suggestion. Sorry, it wasn't a control. This definitely wasn't like Seaton people that were. And it's like obviously there was. I think Liz
Step were driving us to, and maybe from that we can figure out why.
Anyone's thoughts on that?
Like I know, we got our
Just
urgent
not-
message, right, pushing us to go get that other piece, and we know that obviously our friends and our townsmen's like lives are on the line for this, but
It might
maybe
not
we
have
need to
been.
question that message. I don't know.
might not have been. It doesn't hurt returning to Saltmarsh. If this town is safe, it wouldn't hurt returning to Saltmarsh. The important thing is somebody wants us to get all these pieces together. The only way to fight this monster is to put all the pieces. We need to make sure those pieces are in the right hands.
Well, now that we've kind of cleared our minds, then perhaps our hands are the right ones. But gosh, before, I don't know.
Okay, so on that note then, of the things that you've done, do you want me to go through what's currently happened and you to make some sort of decisions about various things that would you have done that normally or would you have not have done, or do you want to do that in group yourself? I don't want to put ideas in your heads. That's not what I'm here for. I am here for, obviously you've been playing this games for the past sessions. There's been quite a lot of manipulation and brain sort of various things happening in terms of rests and various things that have come about. Do you want to be able to have a conversation and put some 2 and 2 together and I can help, or do you want a bit more of a recap from me on some of them? I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, because finding it out is part of the joy of doing this sort of stuff.
And what I'm confused is, you're saying we have done things that maybe we shouldn't have done or we didn't have control of? Because that's
no, you have been. There's suggestions that have gone on in your mind. For instance, if you base on the last 3 dreams you had, were very much along the lines of sometimes you have to sacrifice something to get something. Sometimes you have to put people in danger to do it. Heroes do that. Kind of giving you the, that actually sounds quite true. I need to do something. I need to get something.
Well,
Whereas,
it felt like those were nefarious dreams. I mean, above the table.
Yep.
Above the table, I feel like I was being fed kind of lies. Below the table, my character, felt they were sort of truish, like, because it did transfer to the, you do need to sacrifice everything. So I was like, screw it, I'll keep swimming. So
from a manipulative entity, can you see how that may have been woven in by that type of creature to make you? Do you know when you do? Obviously, I'm not talking this. There's lots of theories of manipulation and how to do things and how to sort of suggest things and do these sort of things. What you're taking from this is those dreams that you were getting were very targeted and very nuanced in a way that you could remember them when things were happening and you'd be more likely to have the outcome that he wanted. The DM's a dick, okay? The DM's a dick, okay? Let's leave it as that, okay?
I still love you, Pete.
So, based on that, what are your thoughts of this? 'Cause obviously, you know Lily hasn't, since she's had the ring on, since she was going through that phase of various things with the sorting out stuff, she's had crystal clear memory, and crystal clear, the haze was lifted from her instantly when she attuned to that ring. And also from that, you do remember that from what first mate Cass was saying about getting clues more or less when he wanted them and where things would be and all that, putting 2 and 2 together on that, every single one of you, apart from Lily, whenever you went somewhere in Seaton, you were addressed by name and shown something that was very much in keeping with what you wanted. As if they were able to sort of find surface thoughts for certain things that you were doing and where you were going. Apart from Lily, they had no flipping. In fact, there was one point I think the guard was like, "Who are you? Why are you here?"
Yeah, when we were at the where the thing blew up.
Yep. So you're at the Hemlock Pit outside. Yeah, Hemlock Pit outside of that. So there's a part there where the guard had no reference to what you were, or who you were, because they can't read you. Whereas the others, there was very much understanding. Like even when Al was polymorphed into a mouse, they
I think
said,
Yeah, they knew exactly where he was, and who he was.
Well, are all the messages about this being a key true? So this isn't
Yeah.
what
In fact,
we've been
based
led to
on that,
believe. Is
give
this
me
is a
an
key?
give me an intelligence check from. I know I don't beat me up. You told me not to use intelligence
No.
against you, and I am on the first roll.
Yeah. But
That's
remember, keep this in mind too. Like, what they talk about, like the four anchors hold the deep, four together break what four divided hold, right?
Look, cute
So are
little
we
puppy.
kinda-
Look at sorry, puppy. Look at the little puppy. Look.
Oh, looks just
Oh.
like you.
Where's the dog?
Yeah.
Sorry, we're stopping the stream now. We're now playing with the puppy. Sorry, that's it.
Aw,
We're
very
done
cute.
now. That's it. We got a puppy.
Oh, a toy too. I love
sweet.
small.
Sorry, you have inspiration to use it with the puppy now. Sorry, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, so what did you get on your intelligence check? With advantage because you've got some clues coming in. So
Cool, a 12.
that's good. Yeah. No, it's because you asked the key question on this was: are these fragments what you were supposed to be getting? Are you doing this? Are you doing this right? With the stuff that you were finding out about these things, you two and two together here. You from Kaladex obviously done a lot of research and various things that you need to have all these fragments together to defeat the Aboleth. Hopefully, obviously you haven't talked to Kaladex since this has happened, but hopefully that is still what Kaladex's thoughts are and that's what he's gone through, but that does ring true. However, you also know that these seals that have been in place, and they've been in, there's obviously two, that was one was Rebecca's and one was Al's. No idea how they got them three. Fragment 3, which was secured underwater, protected by Ward Keeper blood. The Aboleth was never able to get it. Couldn't get in there in the slightest. He needs the fragments released to release him, so he's actually free to completely take over and do what he wants. However, you need the fragments to finally destroy him and to take him out of the equation. So there is a bit of a conflict there, a bit of tension.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we have to put them together though.
No, but you now know that the third one that you've just taken out feels like you were kind of forced to do this on a timescale that the Aboleth wanted rather than what you guys would have done naturally, because he needs these fragments removed so he is free.
But we also got the impression that he thought we were going to release it and he was going to take it from us. And we thwarted that.
And you beat that. You managed to, and for some reason, and you don't know why at the moment, whereas you know the whole of Seaton was under his control, or the people that you saw, you know that the haze has been around this area, and you're 3 days away from Saltmarsh. That's quite a big area that is over. Has suddenly vanished. You don't know why that's vanished at the moment, but it has stopped completely.
Okay.
And hopefully that wasn't too much. I was just making sure that you're all aware of what all the various things and all the I've had lots of various different lines and pathways and convergences and stuff, trying to sort of get a bit of information, so it wasn't just a two-dimensional puzzle for this, because otherwise it's a bit boring sometimes. But I may have over-egged a few things, so that's why I thought we'd have a session that we can discuss these things and make sure that above the table that people are aware of it, what's happening and stuff. So what it looks like to you guys at the moment is the Aboleth is trying to break out and break free. He was unable to remove Fragment 3 no matter what he tried. He tried every single person in Seaton to open it. He did know when he had tested back in the Sahugan fortress, when you'd gone through the really creepy things, you did lots of tests and various things, that one of you or two of you may have been sort of a ward keeper type blood, but you wasn't 100% sure. Then when you were down in the water, the shark, as you said, the shark is definitely, that's what he was doing. He was tasting one bite of each of you to take away your blood to find out exactly what you were. He knows that Al is one of the legacy bloodlines. So then he started feeding the you are a hero, look what you're doing this for the party, the stuff, all the various things to sort of make sure that Al was willing to take that for the team and take this item away and claim it. He was feeding that in a way just to get that fragment out of the protected bubble. For whatever reason, he was unable to capitalize on that once you had got out. Maybe his command was his last resort to tell you to do something. It's all the power he had left after doing all this. But you don't actually know at this point, but you know that the haze is gone, and that's it.
So maybe there is no urgency. There might not be an urgency to get back to Saltmarsh, but so that's the half the thing is the last message was hurry up to Saltmarsh, right?
Yep.
Are we still on his path now that the cloud is? Are we going into his trap? Is what we need to be careful of. But the important part is the rest of the fragments are there.
Yep. And you also know that because you know fragment 4 is on an island somewhere to the northwest, and you know that the Aboleth also saw the same vision that Al did.
Do we have a way to contact Keldak?
You have a sending stone.
So let's do that. Let's call him. Going up on the old cell phone.
Yep.
The cell stone.
Okay. So as you start to get the sending stone out of your possession, and you start to sort of concentrate on it, doing your normal, make sure you flip the rock over and do the various thing on a flip phone and various things like that. It begins to glow, not the normal pulse, but a bright, intense, almost blinding. As you you hold it out in front of you. Whereas before you've done this sending stone, it's been quite 25 words each direction and a few little conversation things, and it's been quite weird. This time, the air above the sending stone shimmers, reality bends a little bit, and then like a pop, a little circular portal appears, hovering in the air. And through it, you see Keldak's study, books, scrolls, and a glow of magical instruments, and Keldak himself, looking tired but intense. I don't know how long this is last, but we found a way of using circle magic to boost this sending stone's range and bandwidth. Slightly unstable, and we might have a few minutes, maybe more, maybe less. So listen, we'll go through.
Sounds like Skype.
Yeah, it's got a really bad bandwidth. It'll start to jitter in a bit and then get very confused. Yeah. It hasn't quite got to Teams yet. It's on Skype, not to Teams. It's that category. It's a bit. Yeah. So, he looks directly at you, Anton, and he looks at each of you, and he's like, "God, you guys look like you've been through the wars. But have you felt the haze is lifted from everybody? It's gone. Everyone in Saltmarsh felt it. The infected, the healthy, everyone. What have you done? What's happened?"
Well, it looks like we broke a connection with the Aboleth. Maybe, but for certain, whatever psychic connection everybody had with the Aboleth is broken or appeared to be broken. Are the sick still sick?
The sick are still sick, but the recent people that I contacted you about a few hours ago, they seem to be reverting as per normal. The status people in the status are still, I think they've gone past the stage where they were able to do stuff, but they're still sick. But it seems to be less transmission, less sort of new cases and stuff, and the ones that were, they seem to be a lot better. Did you manage to secure fragment 3?
Wait,
You can give me an insight check for anyone
Okay.
that is suspicious.
Yeah, there we go. That's gonna be a good.
I was
one.
always suspicious of Keldak.
Dirty
Mhm.
20.
10.
Nice.
Insight. No,
yeah.
19.
18.
You might be always suspicious, Al, but you're not very good at it.
Nope.
Okay, so what you got 20, Lily, you got 19, Al, Anton, what did you get
18
both? Oh,
18.
nice. You three, you see that, in fact, Kaladek's been he's always been a very much driven, very much sort of analytical type person. But even now, his eyes are a bit sort of sunken. He's a bit more, and the way he's talking as well doesn't seem to be quite as. It seems to be back to the Kaladek that you remembered from a few, like a month or so ago. He was always a quite imposing figure, quite sort of very much do this, do that. But before, all the messages you've had from him have been very much had an urgency based on them. Like, this must happen. You must do this. This must. His terminology that he's using now is more of a not suggestion, more of a just factual. This is what's happening. This is what we're doing. This is. So he seems to have slightly shifted his vocabulary of what he was using and various things. So he does come across as very sincere in this and his stuff. He now says he's basically fragment 1 and 2 are powering the status. Yeah, it still reckons 10 to 12 days if we're lucky. Look, you've got fragment 3 now. I'm pretty sure if we add something to that, we could extend it by another 5 to 6 days. That's another 50% on top of that. Obviously, we've still got the research that we're finding out here. I need to do a bit more work because I'm not sure if I went down a certain route, and I'm not sure if that was the right route with what I was looking at. I think I might have been encouraged to look at in a certain direction, and I need now I've got a clear head. I need to sort of spend a bit more time. But yeah, to be honest, so did you know? Obviously, did you tell him after this question? Would you have told him about where fragment 4 and all that sort of stuff was yet, or not yet? Okay. So do you tell him that you know about fragment 4 and any slightest thing at all? Just so I want to make sure. Okay, fine. So he's like,
There's
okay.
Yeah, unless he plans on going to get it, which I'm not getting that sense from I'm above the table right now.
Yep, that's fine. He's making sure that he's like, if you bring fragment 3 here, obviously, I can look at finding some information about this. I know we were looking at, so you were saying potentially that I was under the impression that we could form some type of weapon with all of the fragments. So we need to find them all at some point. But obviously,
Well, yes, we probably could form a weapon, but if you think on it, we're probably forming a weapon for the wrong guy. Now, with a clear head, we need to look at this. Do you think that bringing the next fragment, number 3, to you is going to improve anything? I want to ask you. Do you think it's going to improve your research?
I think it will improve the time that the people in stasis have. So depending on what you guys are doing, we can extend that time with the additional power of the fragment. I'm 90% confident that's.
And with my insight, if we were to do that, right, in this above table.
Yep.
Because here's what I don't want to do. In my mind, to you guys, I'd want to take this item and take it to the 4th item. You know what I mean? Like,
So give me from that with your insight there, and Al, can I have give me an intelligence, just a base intelligence check with advantage, because it was your memory that you had with the various thing that you were doing.
+0, so 13.
Nice. Okay. So with that, your vision of the forge area where this was forged and broken into 4 pieces. For you, you would take from this that those 4 pieces would need to be returned at the same time to that location and be reforged if it was and I say ifs because you don't know this at this point in time, going on from Anton's question about do we need this weapon. That place and that memory that you got was not from the aboleth. That was a memory from the shard itself. You trust that image, and that image was of the location of the forge where this seal was made. You know that from the putting 2 and 2 together of the various murals that were around, that they were stored in 4 different locations as a seal to the aboleth. You know when they're removed, that seal will be removed. But you, from your need to do a bit more research, and hopefully they'll be at the forge. You'll mind to find some more information out about it. But for you to reforge this to a whole, you would need all 4 of those parts at the forge that you're going to, not just one of them.
Makes sense.
I'm so nervous about leaving predominant amount of the parts in Saltmarsh and them getting, you know what I mean? Like if we are the strongest right now, why would we?
You also got a decision on that one, is if you need all 4 of these, you would need to take the 2 that are powering the stasis at the moment from Saltmarsh to take them to this place.
I think the concern at this point is the aboleth wants all 4 of them. If we put all 3 of them together in a place that we're not there to protect them, are we putting the people of Saltmarsh at a higher risk? Is this thing
Actually,
going
with
to send a
that,
bunch of Sahugans?
actually, with
another
that,
Sahugan raid.
with that 13 and your sort of the memories that you've got reoccurring on various things, you know, you don't know, you believe that the aboleth doesn't want all 4. He only needs to stop you having one of them, because if he gets hold of one of them, you can't do something with all 4 of them. So he would then be, I think that's why, if you think about what's happened here, he threw absolutely everything he could at you guys to stop you getting fragment free. And even with that, you managed to survive and get through and do this and get out of the water. So it's a win. You did that. And if he had, obviously you don't know why he's went after this one. This is the one that he wanted, but in your mind, if you need all 4 to create an item or a weapon or something that can completely destroy this aboleth, he only needs to get hold of one of them to stop you doing that.
Didn't Al get the impression that this was the one shard to rule them all?
No, you got, there were 4 equal pieces and one was left in the forge, which was the sentry beats. So you got the 3 little bits that need to come back and be forged.
Gotcha. So the commander shard is the one that's still at the forge, which is where.
And at the moment, you don't know where that is. Obviously, you need to do some research and stuff, and you just know it's northwest.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, from that, you know, from where you are, Saltmarsh is north. So it's only a little bit off from Saltmarsh, so it's that direction. So you know that all you know is an island. In fact, actually, let me think. Anton and Lily, can you give me a history check, please?
Nope. I sure can.
Absolutely nope.
I hate rolling dice when it comes to something like this. It just makes
That's
it
fine.
unfair. Our dice are
It's
just
not
not going to show up.
It's fine. So what did you roll?
4. I
Okay,
don't
what
care-
did you
know
roll,
what I mean?
Lily?
Like,
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Well,
or at least an
so I rolled-
inspiration on that.
No.
On something where,
Okay.
yeah.
You know that there are various islands within a few days' travel of Saltmarsh, and they are generally to the west of Saltmarsh. Is one of the reasons why Saltmarsh is such a thriving port town is because about a day's travel off the coast, there is a number of islands that kind of protect that area from all the brunt of the various sea stuff, and it basically protects that element of the stuff. So you would, if you were thinking of an island, nothing comes to mind yet of
You know,
anything that.
if I sat and spent time on it, I'd probably figure it out. If I rolled and rolled and rolled, you know what I mean? Like if I poured over the yeah.
So as you go, okay, on that, you have got various maps of the area. You've got various, because you've picked up in your travels as a lieutenant, you've picked up the various maps and the various things. So I won't even let you roll for this one because you've got that. So you, in your alliance documentation that you've got going through various things and stuff, you get one of the things on there is a place that's called Dead Man's Isle.
Sounds terrible.
Oh yeah, it's a lovely place. Unicorns are on this island. You get Deadman's Isle secured. Pirate presence eliminated. However, recommend against future operations in this area. Do you want me to put this in the chat for you? So you don't have to write it down.
I'm writing it down. I got you. Oh,
Okay.
you can't do that too.
I can do it as well. Yeah. So navigation extremely hazardous. Uncharted sandbanks and reefs around the island. We lost Sea Strider and the Wave Crest. Survivors report just feeling that it's a bit of a weird place. Requests for immediate extraction will not garrison there. Island offers no strategic value. Recommend classification clear, but avoid it.
Oh.
And when you hear the words of Deadman's Island, give me a second, I'll just copy this in so you've got it here.
But it's secure, right? That's the thing.
Yeah, the Alliance secured it. They wiped out the pirate. The pirate base was there, but it is from 15, 16 months ago.
Yeah, but the two
that
ships were lost and the crews are there. They need immediate extraction.
No, that was all done. That was all sorted.
Okay.
That was all sorted. So that was it was just the various things you've got there.
Okay.
Okay, where's my notes for this? Okay, with that, Lily, you remember some of the history of Deadman's Isle. You know that it was always somewhere that people avoided in Saltmarsh. It has been for years, but it was always one of these places where the nefarious and or the pirate type people used to dock there in the winter, used to use that as their safe shore, safe harbor, because it was very, very treacherous to find a way to get to the actual docking area. They were protected from the various people around. And over the years, it's been sort of like, it's kind of like the boogeyman type thing. Don't go there. It's that type of thing. Every time you go there, people just die. It's not a nice place, but it's a quite a large island. The majority is sand, and there's a few cliffs and various sort of higher areas. But from your knowledge, there's been a few pirate encampments there and pirate bases and various things. But in your knowledge of the area and from what you have from Saltmarsh, no buildings of any type that you're aware of on that island. And it's about a day's travel from Saltmarsh.
Okay, so we have time. I think we rest on the boat. We speak to the council, and then we get boogie in. We want to get as much time in Saltmarsh, or do we offer a couple of the council members to come with us as well? Like we could probably convince them, like, hey, we need to kind of, if we can take one of your elders or a wise man that can help do the research, then we can collectively, fight the aboleth, right? Maybe they join up, maybe a couple of them and come to Saltmarsh.
I think the next step
You-
is we go talk to the council and see just where they're at, and then go from there.
Agreed.
Okay, as you're doing that, the portal that is talking to Kaladak starts to sort of blur and stutter a little bit and have a bit of jitter because Skype is crap. Has a bit of a jitter, does a little bit of things like that.
We are on our
And,
way.
Kaladak sort of goes, if you could stop this haze coming back or find some way of blocking it, that'd be the best thing you could do probably at this point.
I think we did. But
And as you do that, it
Coming back.
keep this thing out of water. Do you want to test it under the water, Lily?
Yeah, I'd say
Yeah,
let's try that.
because
I just
Okay. Who's holding it and who's putting it under the water? Not to add any tension. I just want to know some details.
Lily needs to hold it under the water. She's got the ring of mind shielding, regardless.
Yeah, but if I've got the
But
ring of mind
we
shielding,
won't
I'm not
know.
going to feel the difference.
we
Right?
don't know the
we will.
difference.
Oh shit!
We
Yeah.
have to hold
What
it.
you guys?
I'll volunteer.
Okay.
So I'll definitely
Uh,
know. I'll probably be more
Al-
susceptible to it.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure because Al's got the blood or whatever, so I'm not sure who's gonna be
Wait.
more susceptible.
Yeah,
Al,
I'll do it.
can we put it on a fishing pole? Bloop. Bring it up. Bring it down.
Well, I know exactly how to tie this bad boy to a fishing pole. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
You do it with your eyes closed, literally eyes closed, like.
It sounds just like that too.
We're just gonna all make eye contact with Lily and see what happens.
Okay, so as you cast, are you casting it or are you just letting it down? Just so I have a.
I'm just gonna drop it down.
Yeah. Very careful.
My luck, I'll catch one of those sharks.
Yeah.
Just all ass with the hard.
It's the biggest shark you've ever caught in your life. No. Okay, so as you start to go in the water, you start to look at each other, you start to sort of concentrate a bit more. As you hear it break the surface of the water, you don't sense anything. No change at all. No haze, no pressure.
We'll reel it back up. See if now we feel a release.
No change at all.
Well,
I'm gonna get in the water with it. See if me being
Yeah.
underwater.
I feel like that's probably the way to go.
oh, like
Yeah,
it's that
just gonna-
song thing from Harry Potter.
Like, yeah, like it's gonna be
Yeah,
like somebody's gonna be
right.
holding it to feel the difference.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, so I'll just grab it and jump in.
swan dive.
And it's a beautiful one too.
I'm gonna.
Oh, yeah.
We should tie him off though. Yeah.
You're not paranoid.
Me and my 13 hit points will go in the water.
You going in the water as well, are you, Anton?
Oh yeah, I mean, just in case he zonks out,
Okay.
at least there's
Yep.
another body there.
So- As you're in the water and you move out, no difference at all with this fragment at all. No change at all in any of the mind stuff.
Can we have a experimentation montage on this thing? Is there
Yep.
anything that you know what I mean?
No,
Like,
everything you try to do, everything you go in the water, you out of the water, you try various things, you put a bit of owl's blood on it, you do all the classic things you do with any of these sort of things. Nothing seems to activate it or make the haze come back.
I lost my pen for like 20 minutes and I had put it right there. Oh my gosh, wisdom point. All right,
So
to
Well,
the council.
to the council.
Now let's remember we killed 2 of them. So whoopsie poopsie. Well, we didn't let it
Right.
carry on, Lily. We did the one thing, we're like, whoops, and then if we kept murder hobo feel bad. Uh-oh, I'm getting messages.
Okay. So, as you start to go back towards Seaton, as you're approaching Seaton, whereas before it was always quite, it's very dead, no activity at all. And now you actually are seeing people walking around. You're seeing lights on. You're hearing commotions and people actually living and breathing in this place. As you finally you bring up the Sea Ghost and dock it next to one of the docks. As you get out and start to walk up the docks, one of the guards walks towards you with sort of like a bit more of a sort of open expression, and this guy's even got some personality, unlike the other ones that the last time you talked to these people that were literally the same carbon copy all the way through. And he's like, welcome to the Styes. What brings you to the Styes? And could you have any information of what's been happening the past few weeks?
They persuade him that we solve. Would like to use a persuasion because that's the only thing I'm good at for some reason. That we solve this problem because I need him to be like going into the council like, these are the guys. You know what I mean? Like, these are the dudes that fixed it. Like I'm trying to do that.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Come on,
And you
homie.
can even have advantage because at this point he doesn't really know what the fuck's happening.
Woo! That is a 26. I did it, Bove. I rolled a Bove level roll.
All right.
I need to
Nice.
punch them in their morale more often. Yeah. I'll point at them and be like, Abachare with the lures and the Lily with the healing. We dove deep underneath the water to uncover a magic artifact that was holding you all under a spell. Blah blah blah. Take me to your leader.
He's like, oh wow, oh this is you that, and
Just like
and he starts to thank you, and people then start coming round from all the other, and they're all shaking your hands and sort of like, God, and you're part of the alliance as well, are you?
Yes.
I see from your rank, are you a lieutenant?
Oh yeah, indeed.
Lieutenant, all praise the alliance. Maybe they did have. Maybe it should be called the Seaton, but I like the Styes. It's always been called the Styes. Let's. Have you seen the council recently? We've not really found them since we've all started.
They were in there thinking real hard.
And you go towards the council chambers where you last saw them. As you go in there and open up, can I have some perception checks from everybody, please?
There's the map, 20. 21.
10.
10.
10.
10.
Okay. As you go there, you are noticing that there's several splotches of blood in the areas where they were. They look like they've been tried to be cleaned up, but not quite done to a reasonable level. And as he said, none of the council are contactable or being able to be found at the moment. So putting 2 and 2 together, let's just say they may not be alive anymore. Just answer someone's comment in chat a minute. Drag here. Yes, the Styes is completely different from the actual written Ghost of Saltmarsh because I wanted it to actually linking with what was happening, and in the actual original Ghost of Saltmarsh, it had absolutely nothing to do with the campaign. It was bolted on as a complete add-on, so I had to drastically rewrite it. So I'm back to the group. Sorry.
You guys are in a bit of a vacuum of leadership right now as I promote this town watch guy.
Like we
Ah.
killed 2, but the rest of them are just gone.
Yep, and looking at where they were, because this looking at the seating arrangements with that perception rolls you had, it looks like the ones that were the people that were left, that's where the blood splotches were. So yeah, you can put 2 and 2 together and make 6, but it is leaning that direction. That, but
Just
then
like
who
Dory
cleaned up?
dying.
Yep, but who cleaned up?
Oh. Well, I'm not very good at sleuthing. Looks over at Albacore. Like, where's the shoot? Dory was with us.
Dory was the one that blew up your boat.
But yeah,
Yeah, he
Joey's
launched
dead.
a fireball at us, and he died.
Yeah, he's
Do you have a
incinerated.
village cleric, a priest, anybody else?
young priest,
Any
an old
magic
priest?
users? Huh? Yeah. I mean, a young priest and an old priest. I'm thinking of who else would be an influencer in the town. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
where, if the council is gone, who else would you go to for leadership?
Well, we could always use the head of the fishing guild. They always avoided the council because it was, to be honest, they would just talk, and
Like him already.
fisherman doesn't.
Yeah, I like this guy.
So
Take me to
they go and you go and find the head of the fishing guild. He is a guy called Moran Tallfish, which is a really funny name, but he gets the piss taken out of him constantly for it. And Moran, an older gentleman. In fact, Lily, when you look at this guy, because you obviously got a medical background and stuff, it looks like, let's just say, it doesn't look like he's been eating very well for the past 2 or 3 weeks, as if he's been sort of just left somewhere to. In fact, now you notice that a lot of the people you're around here seems to be quite given.
Undurfed,
They must have been given.
perhaps?
Underfed.
Yes, undurfed.
Go back. They appear undurfed. Noted.
Yeah, they've been hiding in some various bolt holes, and they've been scared.
Speaking of taking the piss out of someone,
Well, hello, Moran Tallfish. Good to meet you.
I have a
He's like,
sandwich.
you start talking of various things and stuff, and he's like, I hear that you are the saviors of the Styes.
why, yes, we were.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go that far. We are obligated to come here with the entire coast is in danger. We are trying to get ahead of this as quickly as possible with great loss. We nearly lost our lives and some others have died. Mr. Dory is dead. There are some folks who have passed away in the asylum, and it looks like your
As you say, Mr. Dory, because I never really liked Mr. Dory. He was he was just so up his own ass. He really was. All he wanted to do was to screw the little person. Do you know that even his workers didn't like him, but it's the only job they could get.
It appears he was a little bit of a conspirator to some of this process, but we wouldn't want to lay blame on anyone. So as you start gaining your awareness, realize a lot of people's decisions over the past 3, maybe 4 weeks have been skewed by a great and powerful creature.
As you say that, he says, to be honest, everyone we're talking to around here, and the conversations you have with the dates and various things, none of them can remember the last 3 weeks. So they weren't making decisions. They cannot remember them in the slightest. 3 weeks have just vanished from their memory.
Be patient with everybody here, because it appears some of you've been manipulated against your will, for I was as well. So
Well, you must have for the fact that you remember your last 3 weeks. You must have mental fortitude that goes beyond a mere fisherman like myself.
No. Anyways, yeah. So gently gets out of conversation. Is there anything that we can glean from here? I think the Styes, we will send protection from the Lord's Alliance as soon as we can, but we need to be on our way. Can you help us refit our ship? I think it's in the Styes' interest that you help us refit and get to sea as quickly as possible. This creature is getting stronger.
He's like, so how damaged is your ship? I could get one of the shipwrights on it straight away, but it's, you look like you're a naval man. Ad hoc repairs sometimes take longer than what's required, and I don't know what your time limits are at the moment. And sometimes
I'd like to persuade him again. We need them to come with us and fix the ship en route to Saltmarsh, and their whole lives are dependent on it. Like,
give me actually, I'll let you do the persuasion check you had last time because you rolled really well. So unless you want to roll again, your choice.
I want to convince them of how they're a part of this. Like, my ship is your ship. The ship needs to get moving. If you can do this while we travel, we'll get you a ride back from Saltmarsh as soon as we can.
So I'm sure we can find some of the shipwrights to assist on that sort of stuff. But yeah, I've got to find a way of. If this happens again, we can't have 3 weeks gone. I've got to find a way of stopping that.
I have a feeling this is going to be over in less.
Well, maybe that's
move, unless you want to suffer. We need to get
going. No, that's as he goes out. He talks to one of the younger men that is around the village. They go running off. After about 10-15 minutes, you see 3 quite burly chaps. Look, they've got sort of like carpenter's belts on them with various sort of implements and various things. And behind them, they are bringing fresh wood and tar and various things needed for boat repairs. I'll leave it as that. I'll just wishy-washy that, hand over that, because
I'll just take the clipboard and start getting them on and have them sign their X, and we're out of here.
Okay. And at this point, we'll just do this quickly now, just to do it. You all make level 8, because I am a gracious person. So you've all prepared level 8 already. I know you have, because I told you lots of times to do it.
Yep.
So could you take the next couple of minutes just to level up your character on when we get back on the boat and we're doing that, so we can then just do a little round of what you guys have done, what you've done at level 8 and what you get at level 8, because everyone gets some. Most of you, I think, even get feats and stuff like that if you want to. It's all like get classic level 8 things. It's all good fun. And is there anything you want to, so just so I have an idea of what we're doing here? You're going back on the boat. You're going back to Saltmarsh. At Saltmarsh, what do you want to do? What's your aim for going back to Saltmarsh? Is that to talk to Kaladek and to find out a few more things and see what's happening in the 3 days it's going to take you to get there? Or are you looking at what is your thought process for what your next steps need to be?
I think okay, so we're leveling. Sorry, I was thinking about my new spells because I got a 3rd spell and not I thought I was only going to get 2 cantrip spells.
How about we leave that for a couple of minutes? Do your characters first, and then we'll do it. Otherwise, I'll be making you all multitask, and I know what people are like multitasking. We're useless at it. And we can talk. Yeah, Dragar. Yes, let's just say if you look at the way the Saltmarsh put all its individual things together, because the whole thing about Ghost of Saltmarsh was basically a load of old Greyhawk adventures that they did back in 1st or 2nd edition, that they've all got a nautical theme. We'll chuck them together in a book and make a campaign. So whilst I like the setting and I did a few things on it, I have quite heavily modified absolutely everything in Saltmarsh, and the group will be really happy that I've done one thing. Obviously, if you've played Saltmarsh and run Saltmarsh, believe it or not, guys, in Saltmarsh, if you did a bit more investigating in the vanilla campaign, you find a vampire that's been locked underneath a building for no reason whatsoever.
And at like level 6 of vampire.
Yeah. It's like
We were
it's like
completely mopped. Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. So there's a load of things in it that's just like you what?
Are we getting a long
And-
rest on the boat?
Yeah, you can get a long rest on the boat. I wouldn't be that mean. I'm not Tim.
Okay.
Okay,
Gotta do
so
my
over the
thing.
next, it takes you 3 days to get back to Saltmarsh.
Okay.
We can do some discussions, and actually, if there's anything you want to do to potentially speed up your travel, if there's anything you guys have got to do that, let me know, and we can obviously go faster. The shipwrights on the deck are dealing with various charred items and various things, and they're replacing the odd board where needed. They're being very pragmatic in their approach and only repairing the ones that would cause you significant delays and significant problems. Luckily, where the fireball went off, it was on the deck and not in anywhere that would attach that, which actually would damage the hull. So a lot of it is more purely cosmetic, but you are doing there's a very good job of getting that sort of stuff sorted.
Did not think of fourth level spell. Oh, there's fly. That. I'll probably take the gust of wind.
Okay, that's fine. Is anybody finished leveling up their character?
Yeah, I'm taking telepathic.
Cool. So if we'll go around the table. So you got to level 8 cleric. You've taken telepathic. That gives you a +1 to, is it wisdom as well,
Yeah, I picked
or
wisdom.
something? Yep. So and what spells did you take?
I still have to get the spells.
Okay, cool. So you're doing spells. Okay. And Bove, you've taken level 8 or level. What have you taken? Barbarian or fighter?
I took the fighter, so I'm a level 7 fighter, level 1 barbarian. So in
Okay.
doing that, I was able to get more maneuver dice, and I took
Nice.
for those. I took lunging attack. So if I can expend 1 superior die, I take the dash action as a bonus action. This is the bonus action I can use to move it. And if I move at least 5 feet in a straight line, but before hitting with a melee attack as part of the attack this turn, you can add the superiority dice. So it gives me an extra attack. And I
nice.
can move. But I can use the dash action, so it can be as far as like 60 feet. So highly mobile tank now. Fighter. Additionally, I took precision strike, so I got to pick 2 maneuver die as a battle master. When I miss with an attack roll, I can expend 1 superiority die and add that die to the attack roll.
Oh, nice.
Yep, that's it.
So just got so for note for self, I got to make sure you're prone every combat, so you can't run away from things now.
Yeah. So I'm a tank that's
I wouldn't.
highly mobile and is very accurate.
Nice, good move. And Al, have you finished yours?
No, I have not.
I did.
Did you not prepare your level 8?
I did, but I forgot about spells.
So did I. I took. But I think my character would regardless. So I'm ready to go to give him some time. If you
Okay.
need me to.
Anton, what did you take at level 8?
So, like I said off camera, I think it's really awesome what you did to our characters. So my level up is going to be involved with like Saltmarsh. So he took Magic Adept Cleric, so he can heal and spare the dying to assist the party because he used to be a medic a long time ago in the Navy, like a corpsman or whatever. So he's going to hone into that. He's got healing word now, so that if Lily is in a bind, he can at least boot the party, back. And then I took Gust of Wind to speed the trips up because we're running out of time. Because time is a valuable resource in the campaign, so he is going to sit there and be like, "Boosh," and help drive the ship with concentrating gusting wind as much as.
Okay, cool. Anything else you so you took that and then you took gust of wind. So with gust of wind, what I'll do is what level spells gust of wind?
That's a second. I had to go back
Okay.
to do it. It's the only thing I can do to make my
Oh, yeah,
ship
no,
faster.
yeah, no, that's good. And how long does that last? Just so I can
Not
remember.
very long, but let me see. Let me come up with it. Not about the self one action any creature. I think it's just one.
Okay, it's no
turn.
problem. So what we can do it because what I'll do is I like the way that you're doing that, and I like the way. I also like spells that can be used out of combat and and sort of various things. So I'm quite happy to say with gust of wind because you're casting it as a mobility thing rather than a targeted type. I want to do damage and all that sort of stuff. That when you're doing it, that you can cast it a number of times when you're doing it, and it will speed up your speed to get across. So instead of going taking 3 days to get a Saltmarsh, it will only take 2. But it just means you just use and when you get there, because of the traveling that you're doing, we'll just hand wave it a little bit and say when you get there, you've finished your long rest, so you've got all your spells back. So you've used your spells, what you're doing, just gives it a bit of flavor that you're doing it in a nautical campaign. But and that works out really well.
It's
So
weird that it's a concentration duration up to a minute.
yeah,
But
so basically what it's supposed, yeah, so that's what I said. We'll do it is that it'll last a couple of hours out of combat, and you're doing it constantly. So we'll do it like that type of thing that so that's why it speeds you up that much more. But it just means that during the time you lose a few of your spell slots, but then we'll just hand wave the resting at the end of it, just so you get them all back at the end of your voyages. So unless something happens that the Kraken attacks you on the way back, or that baby of Kraken that you showed me, the little cute one. Do you know that little cute one? Yeah, that type of thing. There may be a few spell slots used, but apart from that, it shouldn't affect you in terms of that sort of stuff.
Okay. Is there just above table? Do you have a timer going on?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's why I did that. Yeah.
Do I have a timer? Of course I have a timer.
And I'll explain to Lily that I can help with some healing now too. Because I can upcast healing word, which is cool because
Yes,
it's
you
a
can.
first level spell. Yeah.
Yep. And with 5.5 rules, it actually does 2d4 plus your
Yep.
modifier.
No, I can't upcast. What?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Doesn't show up here.
You get to the spell is a first level spell, so you can then use your higher spell slots to cast it. And if it doesn't let you, it
Okay. The
it
healing
does.
increases by 2d4 for each spell slot above 1. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
It's one of the thing about, just to say on that note, for anyone that needs to do it, is if you are a multi-class caster as well in 5th edition, your spells of what you can cast are munged together, and you can use your spell slots from any of the ones to do it. So for instance, if you're a warlock paladin that someone happens to be in another campaign, you can use your warlock spells slots to cast paladin spells, and vice versa.
Nice.
It's
That
the only
makes
bit.
sense. That makes sense.
Yes. Yep. But because what it only works with the paladin and warlock because they're separate slotty things. If you
Yeah.
are a cleric wizard, you get there's a chart which gives you an amalgamation of your spell slots based on your level.
Yeah. I 5.5 is a bit broken, but it is awesome for a party of 3 or 4 where you don't have a healer or something like that, and you really got to scrub out your character sheet for something awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. Al, have you done your one now?
I have, yes.
Okay.
I
So
took
what are you taking?
Warcaster, the
Nice.
Warcaster feat, so that he can maintain concentration when he needs to. And Stinking Cloud was the spell I ended up taking.
Nice.
Fart
Fire
cloud.
stinking cloud makes sense because he pulls out a rotten fish from his little pouch and tosses it
Yeah.
into the mix.
So what you're basically doing is you've got the flatulence spell. Basically, is what you've got.
Mm-hmm. Crop
Yep.
dusting.
Yeah. Yep, nice.
I got a feeling like he does it and he puts it in my gust of wind while we're playing, and just to like
Nice.
piss you off, it's just this fart cloud that takes us across. Can we practice that? Like we were practicing Dimension Door, or because I can push your fart cloud around. Like Lily's over there trying to read, and we're like, like we keep, she's like, where's this fart coming from? And like we keep moving the fart around.
That's what gust of wind can do. Did you manage to take your spell, Lily? Did you decide what you were taking?
I have detect thoughts came with the telepathy, and then I took zone of truth because we seem to have a lot of people lying to us, and that sounded like that might be useful.
What do you mean lying? No, they're not. They think they're telling the truth.
Ooh, and I got Arcane Eye from being Draconic. Fun. And Charm.
Oh, you mean you got the spell for crime against against the Geneva Convention for making people tell you things. That's what charm is. That's what you used against
Charm
Anders
Charm
to make him.
Monster.
Okay. So over the next 2 days, the Sea Ghost, with its new magical enhanced speed, courtesy of Anton, is been cutting a line directly to Saltmarsh in record time. The lizard folk and captain and first mate Cass are all lots of talking on board, lots of various things about what's been happening and how the mental sort of haze is now lifting. First mate Kaz addresses each of you, talks to you guys at one of the meal breaks, and he's like, "So, Lieutenant, and the warm blood clutch. Without you guys, I'm not sure it had got this far. What's ever happened, you guys have put us out of the worst possible thing, that someone taking over your mind and suggestion things. That's one of the worst things I can think of. Not having my own will, my own thoughts. How can we stop this? What are we going to do?" And they're looking to you for guidance because they don't know what's happening.
Speed. Creature is one step ahead of us, I think. If we're all like sitting down at the table, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like having our map discussion, you know, like I think concentrating maybe the lure with Saltmarsh. Problem is if the lure will keep the people from getting sicker, that makes us want to leave it in Saltmarsh, right?
Oh yeah, well that's to be honest, I can understand that. Yeah, it makes sense to me.
But then Saltmarsh is very vulnerable to an attack from a very powerful creature because that's what I would do. Yeah, you know, like
Not only that,
don't
but we're
want to be-
going to the location of the last shard. So should we not take all 3 of the shards with us so we can forge this
Yeah,
Aboleth
I guess the question
slaying
is,
device?
how long will it take? Do you think it'll take us to get there? Because they're down to days, and we're taking away
Set
their
a day,
protection.
so a half day. It should.
Or
be
do we do
fine.
a recon, find the route, make sure we know where this last place is before we take those away from them?
I don't know if we have the time,
Unless
right?
we're being followed by a shark underneath us. I don't want him to, you know what I mean? Like, I think when we go as fast and direct as possible to Bob, your uncle. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to give him any
and
time.
you also know now, based on your new improved wind technique, which is just make sure you eat lots of beans and you're fine with gusts of wind, basically.
Yeah.
Is whereas you know the island and the where it is roughly a day's travel from Saltmarsh. If you use a spell slot or two during that day, you'll do it in half that time. But it does mean you won't have a long rest when you get there. Just means it does. I'm just saying. I'm just giving you the your choice of what you guys want to do. I'm not taking things away from you, but that is basically what.
I'm assuming using that for speed does things to preparation of the enemy too. You know what I mean? Like they're not as prepared. Yeah, so definitely
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that.
No, there's lots of options available to you guys, and there's obviously now that you you
Do we,
didn't have that spell before, now you know it. So
do we take all three then, Albacore, and just go? Because here's what I'm thinking as you
We
say
are
that,
under a
Albacore.
time hack.
Yeah, we gotta the best. The way I see it is, we could go to Daggerford or Waterdeep and protect them, but it's only wasting time. Now that we know where the four are, we just move straight out.
Protect
Do
everybody.
also from that, if you remember the conversation from Kaladek, all the people that were recently, they have seemed to have been reverting quite well, and that would have been the same as the. Sorry, the implication is the same, and the assumption
Yeah.
is that would be the same in
They
Daggerford
don't
and
need these
Waterdeep.
fragments anymore because just because it's out of the water, people are healing, is what I'm tracking. Just
Or
no
whatever's changed. It's
whatever's
affecting
changed is
everybody.
making it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get boogieing. We go, and is there anything that we need when we get there? We don't have any money. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I'm going to convince them that like you either die or you give us all of your health potions and healing kits and all of these things, or you know what I mean? Like this is a social program now. You know what I mean? Like the People's Republic
Welfare
of
state. It's now a welfare state, and you want all your healing. Give it to me.
or die. You know what I mean? Like and the lizard men. So I would like to take a tally on the crew that we've got. I want as many lizard men and Kaz, but I need in the shipwrights. I want to know what the crew is. So I know I've got shipwrights. I know I
Yep.
can, you know what I mean? That's making the ship self-sustainable. So then when we get there, we got to ride back
You've got
home.
enough people on board at the moment with the various people to do that. You do also is there anything that you guys have been that you thought about or been said by any of the crew members now that you want to follow up on or anything like that before as we get to Saltmarsh? Just want to make sure, because obviously I'm not taking agency away from you guys, and I'm not putting ideas into your head. So is there anything that you guys want to do, discuss, or finding more information out about? Obviously, you're about to land at Saltmarsh, and I expect you to go and see Kaladek. But is there anything that you want to be doing on board prior to that?
You keep saying this, so now I want to. What are we
What
missing?
should we be
guys?
doing?
What are we missing?
I'm not telling you what you should be doing. I've gone through everything. You've got information, and how do you want to process it is up to you and your characters.
Mm,
Or if you have any questions, I am here to answer questions. I have first mate cast on board and various things. If you have any questions that you want to ask or stuff, ask away. There's no omnipotent face in the water going, do this. Woo. He's not there.
Okay, so our directive. We're just laying this out. Our directive is to hit the beach, grab the things as quick as possible, grab as much kit as we can, healing, or we don't have any money for anything else. Do you have anything you could offer us to make us stronger? Armor, magic items, whatever, and then we
Yeah.
get on the boat and we move straight towards
I
this
plan
thing.
on visiting Thorak to see too. We were just working on a upgrade to my arm.
I'll go to Iliander with Kaz and get a brief on the Lord's Alliance. You guys want to break up, hit the beach, go to different places, and I'll be. Yeah, go ahead.
Al can go retrieve the bits of lure. He's
Okay.
most comfortable with them.
Go check on Becky.
Yeah. Check
Yeah,
out.
yeah. Do you want to do that? Check on Becky.
Is that Lily?
Anything else? Just
Yeah.
going through. So anything else you want to talk about? Just making sure that I'm going missing nothing from you guys because I don't want to make sure.
Okay, wait. Okay. Whoa. There's a prisoner. Anton. Wait. The dude is still in our brig, right?
Anders.
Zone of truth him.
Anders.
Yeah.
Let's go check
Oh
a
yeah,
look at
Zone
him.
of Truth him.
Yep. Zone of Truth, Anders.
Oh, we have that now.
And then, yeah. Let's
Okay,
go
we
talk
gotta
to
know
him.
what we want to ask him though.
Ask him. Ask him if we're being guided by this entity. If we're like being manipulated to make it to do what it wants. Have we been helping
Or-
this thing all along?
Or if the information we have is accurate, that we
Yeah,
need
like-
all 4 pieces to forge together. Which you said that Al got the distinct impression that that was coming from the shard, not from the aboleth, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I feel like that's solid information.
But didn't I want to go back though? It didn't say like 4 anchors hold the deep, right? 4 together break what divided hold. So like
Yep. So basically, what it's
4
saying is
together, what will
the 4 when the 4 were fragmented and in their locations, they were. If I paraphrase it in a way that see if this makes more sense rather than the cryptic thing that I said. 4 fragments in their different areas were used to seal the aboleth away. However, all 4 of those fragments can be reunited to form a weapon, and then something can happen and something can do, so you can finally destroy the aboleth. Back when Al's and Rebecca's ancestors did the initial splitting, no one was really powerful enough to stand up and do the fight with the aboleth and do that and use the weapon, so they chose to contain him in a way rather than fight him. Does that make more sense?
Okay, so I don't really need to ask the question about the shards. I think we got that.
I wonder, I want to look at him. How do you feel, Anton? Because, right, like he could be
His
He could
name's
be-
Anders, by the way. You're Anton.
Anders. I'm sorry. But anyways, like,
I wasn't
he,
gonna say anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I
Uh,
wrote down so far is it true that we need all 4 pieces to forge the shard? Yes, we know that. But maybe ask him just to see what he says. What else should we know about what you've done, Anders? And what haven't we learned yet? And then who else in town was helping you? Anything else? Cool. All right.
I just wonder if he's normal now, like because of the fog being. You know what I mean? Like he could be like, what the f?
Yeah, we haven't talked to him after we came back up.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a magical zone that guards against deception. 15-foot radius spear.
Yep.
Creature has to do a charisma saving throw. If it fails, he can't lie.
And also,
Riz
if he passes, you know he passes.
Yes.
Okay, so you go down, you see Anders. Anders is sat in the corner, slowly rocking, whereas before he's always had this air of superiority about him. Even when he was held and stuff, he was like, oh, "You'll need me. I'm fine." Look, that type grandiose type gestures. He's now sat in the corner, slightly rocking, looking quite broken.
Okay. So going to approach him, and the first question I had was, is it true that we need all 4 pieces to forge the shard?
As just to let you know, he has failed the roll. Just to let you know, so he is stuff. He's like, first of all, what? Have you finally destroyed the creature?
Which
His
one?
We're
thoughts-
asking questions, not you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
which creature?
the aboleth. I knew the aboleth
Ah.
was I was sent here by and he starts just literally spewing consciousness as the zone of truth is taking effect. He was sent to Saltmarsh by the Zentarum to take over Saltmarsh. However, when he was here, Scaran found some old records and some old documents about this creature that could control various things. Scaran made a deal with it to give Anders unlimited power and to take over Saltmarsh. All I had to do was find some information, which I was finding out anyway. I was doing this for the Zentarum, and the deal that I was getting from this guy was far better than I was getting from the Saltmarsh, from the Zentarum. They just wanted just to make sure I was giving information and I get a bit of coin. But this was my choice to make real power, to take real sort of control of an area. All I know is there was some. I don't really know about the fragments, to be honest. I know that he was keen on your group going to the Sahugan fortress, but that's all I was told. Honestly, I was purely here as a reconnaissance and find information out and feed it all back. I fed back all the various key elements, who the Kaladak was, who Wolfgar was, who all your abilities and all the key important people from Saltmarsh. I fed that back, did as I was told, and I would have got away with it if it wasn't for these kids that solved. Yeah, kids in the dark, these meddling kids.
What would the Aboleth do? What was the Aboleth's plan? Right?
I didn't. That he was going to take over the whole of the Sword Coast, and he was going to give me Saltmarsh.
If the Aboleth knew that somebody was going to grab the next device, thus unenthralling everybody, what was his next plan? What's his next move?
Well, I don't know. Look, I've been out of the loop for several weeks, and to be honest, all I was here, I was very much find information about Saltmarsh. I take it from the guys here that we've just from the overheard things. We've just been to the Styes. It's a bit of a shithole. I don't even know why you even went there, but it's always been a bit of a crap place, and it wasn't on my list of going. I just wanted Saltmarsh. I didn't need.
Do you know where a crap place is? Your heart.
Well,
That is
somebody has to do things that other people don't want, and I made sure people. It would have meant that I would have had a life of luxury, and I could have ruled over these people. I see no downside.
Look at Albacore. It's up to you, but you can keel him if you want, because we need to scrub some barnacles off the base of the ship, and I'll walk out.
Damn,
You would make a good scrub job. That is something. That is also something that people don't want to do. That needs to be done.
I mean, I'm okay with keel hauling him.
I think we made some kind of deal with him where we had to keep him protected.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thanks, Albacore. I forgot about that. You know.
Yeah, you basically get from this that Anders is a piece of shit. Literally scum. Didn't care who he hurt. Didn't care who he threw under a bus, just to make sure that he would come out on top. And he took the opportunity of working willingly with the Aboleth, because that Aboleth, to be honest, you don't know if the Anders' mind had been slightly influenced in a way similar to your own, pushed into the directions that he needed to, but it doesn't look like he needed much pushing.
He's a real douche.
Okay, so as you approach Saltmarsh, the harbour is full, packed with every ship that was anchored offshore has moved in. The docks are packed with people, hundreds of them. Every citizen who can walk is there. As the sea ghost comes into view, someone spots you. A shout goes up, then another, and then the entire harbour erupts in cheers. Waving flags, people jumping, sailors on other ships climbing rigging to get better views. Sounds roll across the water like thunder. First mate, Kaz, with his eyes wise. Hey, Lieutenant, I think they know that we've done something important here. As you get closer, the cheering gets louder. You can see individual faces now. Edda Oland crying with happy tears. Winston the grocer, one of those whooping. Kaladek at the docks, arms crossed. But he actually looks like he's smiling. This is somewhat unusual for Kaladek. The lizard folk warriors on the ship look generally confused at the display. Looks to you and goes, "Warm blood celebrate before the war is won? Strange custom. Very, very strange." The Sea Ghost crew is grinning, some crying. They're heroes. They went to face the Aboleth and they've come back. Before the gangplank is even secured, people are pressing forward. The militia has formed a loose cordon, but they're not really holding back anyone. The cheering is too much. The town council, who's not infected, pushed through the crowd. Eleander Fireborn, he has returned from Waterdeep, otherwise, welcome home, and by the gods, welcome home. The whole town has felt it, the pressure lifting. Whatever you have, whatever you did, it worked. And at that point, we'll end it for the break, and we'll come back at 9:15.
I just want to say before we take a break, you guys notice Skylar even updated our levels on the sheet. So thanks, Skylar. Working real hard back there, buddy.
Perfect.
Thank you very much, and we'll come back at 1:15, and we'll see what happens with the rest of the time in Saltmarsh.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Shines in the stillness, dust on the breeze, voice in the silence, promise that sees first. We walked as blades in shadows name, drank from the well of silent shame. The sad new truths we dared not face, our past a curse we can't erase. The stars remember every scar, yet still we climb no matter far. We walk the edge where shadows weave, bound to darkness, yet we believe. Stands bear witness to hope unseen. Rise from the ashes, ashes redeemed, ashes redeemed. Let fire speak where silence grew. Let blood remember what is true. We do not kneel, we do not run. The desert waits and we become. We walk the edge where shadows weave, locked up for a reason. But the world ran out of heroes. So now, you roll with what you got. Kicking down doors with a holy grin. Silver tongues and a dozen sins. Wrong side of justice, right side of fate. No time to ask, we're already late. We ain't your chosen, we ain't your knight, but we shine damn bright when the world ignites. And we roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the sails and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. You want a miracle? We'll do. Hey. Knight lost his banner but swings just fine. Rogue's got charm and a five-step crime. Druids growling and warlocks curse. Clerics smiling, which is the worst. Call us mad, call us last, but we hit back hard and we hit back fast. We roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the sails and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. You want a miracle? We'll do. Hey, hey. When the odds look bad, we raise the stakes. When the gods say no, we're the brakes. When the plan goes south, we smile wide. 'Cause no one rides like the ones denied. We roll for trouble, we play to win. Out of the sails and into the spin. We're taking chances, bending fate. The last bad call on heaven's slate. Roll for trouble, that's our cue. You want a miracle? We'll do. Hey.
Dungeon born, maybe one or two, but fate don't ask where it found you. Roll for trouble.
Awakening in shadows deep. From endless night I rise and creep. A stolen soul, forever bound. In your heartbeat I am found. I slept through centuries alone, and dreams of blood upon a throne. But your foolish hands, they touched the key, and now your fate is bound to me. Through darkness I was once set free. Now I drag you into misery. I am the shadow in your sight, the curse that haunts the endless night. Your hero fell beneath my light. In blood we dance till morning light. Your friend, your brother, now my own. A puppet on this cruel dark throne. The demon's hand, it pulls us all. I rise, I claim, I make you fall. From hell's deep pit, I stole his flame. Manuki gone, where the echoes of pain. I am the shadow in your sight, the curse that haunts the endless night. Your hero fell beneath my might. In blood we dance till morning light. shadows sing. A heart still beats within this thing. I am the weapon, I am the blade, but long ago I was betrayed. Now cursed to walk this endless fight, no dawn to break this eternal night. I am the shadow in your sight, the curse that haunts the endless night. Your hero fell beneath my bite. In blood we dance till morning light.
Come close, ye souls, both brave and brash, and hear the ghosts of the Saltmarsh mud. Fog rolls deep on the haunted tide. The Saltmarsh calls, no place to hide. A shipwreck looms, her sails like bone. The sea won't let her rest alone. Shadows dance round the lantern light, bones and gold in the dead of night. Raise the flag and sound the bell, ghosts of the Saltmarsh rise and swell. Storm and sea won't break our vow, we chase the past, we live for now. Whoa, whoa. A captain lost, his soul unchained, his whispers ride the wind and rain. They say his treasure still remains, buried deep beneath the waves. Shadows dance round the lantern light, bones and gold in the dead of night. Raise the flag and sound the bell, ghosts of the Saltmarsh rise and swell. Storm and sea won't break our vow, we chase the past, we live for now. Whoa, whoa. The tide it takes, the tide.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. Is there anything we need to do in terms of announcements or anything, Tim, or anything like that?
I think we're good to go.
Okay, well, actually, one thing I wouldn't mind knowing: how much did we end up raising last weekend for
Oh.
the?
So our channel itself raised 560 towards the entire $36,000 that was donated, and just fantastic. Hey, Bella. But there were some huge donations that went in there as well. I think the streams themselves were, you know what I mean, like pretty valuable to get the message out there. But we did great. We did 4,000 more than we did the previous year, which is awesome.
Nice. So next year's 40K then.
Yeah. Yep.
You got to follow through, haven't you? If that's what's happening, it's progression. That's just
Yeah,
what's
sure.
happening.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. So, as you have arrived back in Saltmarsh, the energy is electric. Desperate hope, joy, relief, fear that it's not really over, all mixed together in one overwhelming wave. First mate Kaz says to you, Anton, "Sir, permission to let the crew disembark? They've earned this, and frankly, I don't think we could stop them if we wanted to."
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll definitely do a, you know what I mean? Like, let's check back in at 10 a.m. tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give them a nice hangover. I'm taking accountability at 10 on the ship.
Okay. Kaladek pushes through the crowd, surprisingly strong for an old wizard. He doesn't hug or celebrate. He just looks at you with intense focus. I can sense you have fragment 3 of you. The resonance changes you close. We should talk soon, privately. There's much to discuss, but first, he looks around. You've earned this moment. 3 weeks of terror. let them celebrate.
Don't threaten me with a good time. But
Yeah, should.
although we can probably, look at the crew, like we could probably afford a day. Like you know what I mean? Like a good night, but we don't want to waste any time. What do you guys
Okay.
think? How long do you want to stay ashore? I'll look before everybody starts spreading out.
How about
Wow.
we find out? We maybe go back to do the tasks that we need, and if
Hours,
we know we need more
hours, an
time, we
hour.
can reconvene in an hour.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think we can. I don't think we can spare a day. Your new abilities have sped up time. So we do have a little bit of leeway, but I think time is of the essence. So
I want to give the crew one night with
a
a
day at
family.
the most. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I,
I told them to check back in the morning. We can get moving.
Okay.
Okay. We leave tomorrow.
As you say that,
when the tide's good.
you hear shouts from the whole crowd roars like 3 cheers for the warm blood clutch, hip hip hooray, constantly across the whole play. The whole place is elated that you have come back. You do notice the lizard folk looking at each other with visible bewilderment, and they're sort of like, they're like, actually, you recognise you picked up enough of their language to understand what they're saying, and you're like, warm blood celebrate before enemy is dead, before war is complete. This is backwards. You celebrate after victory, not during. And then they go on.
I was gonna say we've kind of achieved a small victory, one that you we're not able to perceive, but we didn't even know that we were being influenced until we were no longer being influenced, and everybody else is feeling that. Belief.
Though that I see where you're, and they talk and they say, that you described it as a haze or something. It's never affected us, so I'm not sure why. That's probably why we don't feel any different. So we don't see why we're celebrating this.
You said there was training. You were trained in a certain way.
Yes. Our shamans and elders go through various rituals and various ways of doing things to help us to focus more and to protect ourselves. Sahugan are
What
we can talk to the shamans and see if they can explain it better than I. It's been a very long time since I was taught those things. It's something that I wouldn't be able to. It's something that comes naturally now that I've done this. But yeah, it's if you look at the way the Sahugan control the beasts of the water with their mind and stuff, it's something that we've been sort of protected against for many generations now.
Yes. So when I'm done speaking with Ilyander, shoot, his name's not Scarrow Mindweaver. What is the name of we put him in charge of the town, with the
You mean Lily's mum and dad?
Lily's parents.
yeah, but there was
There's somebody else too. Yeah.
there was a lizard folk that we put in charge to
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of blend.
Daresh.
Yeah.
Captain Sarath.
Sarath, yeah.
Sarath, yeah.
Sarath.
So we want to talk to
Martha,
Sarath to
and with-
see if there's something.
And we
that they
asked
can do.
Welgar, but he was like, "Nah, I don't really have time for that."
Yeah. So basically, you put Sarath in charge with Lily's parents because you didn't want Sarath to be there on his own because he wasn't a human, but
Yeah.
Sarath would add the sort of military type side of things.
Well, yeah, but overall, blending lizard folk with Saltmarsh is the ideal, right? Like I'm
Yep.
trying to diversify this town. as much as. Yeah. So ready, break, or are we can't. We don't have time to celebrate Keldak, unfortunately, but we
Nah,
can
I'm not gonna
celebrate
celebrate.
this evening, maybe. But we need the rest.
Need rest.
Celebration. Yeah. We must speak with
I'm-
our.
Yeah, I'm all for celebrating, but not right now.
Canada does say you do need to ensure that you're not burning yourself out as well, guys. This is something that you don't really. Kaladek's been very focused on do, and this time he is literally like he's like sometimes taking a breath is the right thing to do. It's obviously your choice, but sometimes just you've earned this. Look around you. Look at these people. Whatever you did in the Styes has affected everybody around here in a positive way. For how long, I can't say, but it's definitely helped.
The creature that can control so many minds across the entire Sword Coast is going to counterattack. For this brief reprieve that we have, we need to stay on the advantage.
That's
Believe
true.
me,
But
I
I've been
want them to take a break too. But
in the 2 days that you've been again. How did you manage to get from Seaton to the Styes to here in 2 days?
Oh, gust of wind. Whoosh, I'll kind of show like
You see him when you cast that spell, and he just looks in complete disbelief, and he's like, "Trust a sailor, trust an officer to come up with a novel use of a spell. For that's a pointless spell for dispersing gases." And
oh, watch this. And I'll wink at Albatore. And we're gonna shoot it into the tavern. We're gonna do the fart spell.
and
It'll
like,
make a sound be like that.
he's like, well, in the 2 days I have been researching. I've been looking at texts that I thought were not important, or I was led in more obvious ways, but this isn't the place to talk. Please come see me in my quarters when you are available, and after you've talked to the. I won't be celebrating tonight either, but you guys have definitely earned something. But come see me in my quarters, and we can discuss this.
I must take my leave to my dear sweet friends. I will speak with Iliander and get the perception of what the Lord's Alliance is up to.
Okay, so we can do this in a nice way. Can I have a let's give me a D20 roll from everybody, please. Okay. Did anybody get 15 or above?
19.
Okay. Did anybody get 10 or above?
13.
Okay, what'd you get, Lily?
I rolled it too.
Nice.
It's okay. Anton, you rolled a 1, didn't you?
Yeah. Don't you worry, Lily. Someone sucks worse.
Okay. So, Al, you're up first. What did you want to do?
I'm going to go over to where the infected are being held, like the little quarantine zone. Slap some heals on the ones that I can. I don't remember. It seems like they were in some kind of stasis or something, right?